Stranger Things is back, this time in animated form. Starting with some positives, there are tons of nods, Easter eggs, and references to the show that we all love. I mean, the opening shot of this show literally parallels the opening shot, season 1, episode 1, The Vanishing of Will Byers. When I think Stranger Things, there are some things that are undeniably staples. One of those, the needle drops, and they don't miss here. You get needle drops from Black Sabbath to the Go-Go's to Billy Idol. There are certain relationships and character dynamics that really shine here. We get more of them. Notably, Lumax. You get some more Maleven or Mike and Eleven moments. The animation has its time to shine. It's not my favorite style for the entirety of the show, but there are glimpses, I think, of greatness with the animation. Jonathan, Steve, and Nancy are barely in this season. This show really focuses on the kids. The adults barely have any screen time. I don't even think Joyce is in this from what I remember. That kind of transitions into some of my more mixed bag or cons. Right out of the gate, it's made clear this show is targeted to a young audience. It is super kiddie. In fact, overall, I think these are watered down versions of the characters. They're very sterile, targeted to the young kid audience, but when the show Stranger Things isn't targeted to young kids, you're automatically losing your audience. We gotta talk about the elephant in the room, Nikki Baxter. This is a new character. She's introduced early on here. She has a major role. She took away screen time from a lot of our other characters, and if they're gonna introduce a character like this, try and do something original with her. They end up just sort of retreading what Jonathan tells Will as she goes down the whole "it's cool to not be normal" route. I was baffled and frustrated with decisions this show made because they are so quick to include her and not just befriend her, tell her everything. They fill her in on everything from the Upside Down, and Eleven uses powers in front of her, and I'm like, whoa. In season 2 of this show, our characters are like horrified to speak out about what happened in Hawkins' lab, and here they're just walking around the streets of Hawkins willy-nilly, yapping about all this thing, throwing around terms like the Mind Flayer, Demogorgon, the Upside Down. I'm like, what are we doing here? And of course, Tales from 85 is animated, and I feel like that restricts it because you watch it and you go, I can't fathom these characters doing this in live action, and that's a problem. If I'm watching something like Star Wars and Clone Wars, for the most part, I'm like, yeah, I could see Anakin and Obi-Wan doing that in a movie with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. I can't do that here. I can't see our characters getting into these shenanigans with these creatures in live action. This is not canon. 1000% objectively not canon. This did not happen between season 2 and 3. It's way too large in scale and has too much of an impact to have happened and not been mentioned. If you make a prequel, you have to abide by the rules and the timeline, and if this is canon, it certainly doesn't do that. So I can step back and say, hey, this isn't canon, that's fine. Then I have to assess it and say, what's the point then? If it's not really advancing the story or the overall world of Stranger Things, what is the point? We shouldn't be living in a world where the first thing post season 5 is an animated show targeted for 10-year-olds. I just don't get it.